A very good morning to all of you friends. I'm really very happy and glad to see that most of you have given your exams very nicely. You have written the test very nicely, not only in science but other subjects also. So this is only to encourage you so that you do a lot of self-study, you prepare your lessons well, go through the videos and write all the you can say notes or the assignments which are given by the subject teachers. Okay, so keep it up students. Now, today in this video, we are going to study about our next chapter, that is chapter number 4, that is heat. Okay, now what is heat? Heat is basically a form of energy. Okay, when we say the weather is very hot, that means it is a type of energy or a form of energy which is the cause of rising temperature of any body. Okay, heat decides how much hot or cold a body will be. Suppose we are suffering from fever. Suppose we are running a temperature. Okay, we have fever. Now the hotness or the degree of hotness in our body will increase. So that is known as heat. Okay, so heat is basically a form of energy which makes any body hot or cold. Okay, and heat is also the cause of temperature. When we say temperature is high, that means heat is high. So heat is also the cause of temperature. Okay, now what is this temperature? Temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. Okay, so when we say temperature, like we are running a fever, we have temperature. So that is the degree of hotness or coldness of the body. Suppose you take a glass full of water, that is boiling water or warm water. So you can feel in comparison to my body or my hand, that glass of water is warmer. That means there is more temperature there in comparison to our hand. So temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of any object. Okay, and what is heat? Heat is the form of energy. Now, this temperature is measured by the help of a device or an instrument that is called a thermometer. Now, almost all of you have a thermometer at home. Okay, you can ask from your mother and see the thermometer. So we will also discuss about the structure of thermometer in this video. Okay, now you should also know that that thermometer is used to measure temperature. Okay, that means the degree of hotness or coldness, that means heat. Okay, so you should know what is the physical quantity and the units by the help of which we can measure heat. Okay, so the units of heat, there are two basic units of heat. One is the non-SI unit, one is called the SI unit. So units of heat are of two types, SI units and non-SI units. Okay, now non-SI units are the old units. They are not standard. SI means standard international units. So non-SI units are not standard. Like we can say calories or kilocalories. Okay, CALORIE, calories or kilocalories, they are called non-SI units. Okay, and the SI units, that means the standard unit of heat, it is called joule, Joule, joule. Okay, so the units of heat, two are there. You can see here calorie and joule. So 1 kilocalorie is equal to 1000 calories and 1 joule, that we represent as capital J. Okay, now you should also know the relationship between calorie, kilocalorie and joule. Okay, now 1 calorie is said to be 4.184 joule. Okay, if you see here, 1 calorie is equal to 4.184 joule. So if 1 calorie, if we multiply it with 1000, it becomes 1000 calories. Okay, 1000 calories, so 1000 multiplied here also, 1000 multiplied this side also, then it becomes 1000 calories, we know is called 1 kilocalorie. Okay, 1000 calories is equal to 1 kilocalorie. So instead of writing 1000 calories, we can write 1 calorie, and this 1 calorie is equal to 4184 joule. Okay, so please remember these two relationships. So 1 calorie is equal to 4.184 joule, whereas 1 kilocalorie is equal to 4184 joule. Okay, so these are the two relationships between calorie and joule. kilocalorie and joule. Okay. Now after units of heat, our next topic is thermometers. Just now I told you that thermometers are devices by the help of which we can measure the degree of hotness or coldness of any body. That means temperature. Now in our book we will study about 3 types of thermometers. Okay. The Celsius thermometer, that is also called centigrade, because 100 divisions are there. So centigrade or Celsius thermometer or scale. We will study about Fahrenheit scale, and we will study about Kelvin scale. Okay, so 3 types of scales or thermometers. Now the word thermo means heat, meter means scale, measuring scale. So thermometer, a measuring scale by the help of which we can measure heat. Okay, now let me show you. I will upload this. Okay, you can write also in your classroom copies. So thermometers are of 3 types: Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin. There are 2 points, okay, the lower fixed point and the upper fixed point. In case of the lower fixed point, if you see in case of Celsius or centigrade scale, it is 0 degree Celsius and the upper fixed point is 100 degree Celsius. In case of Fahrenheit, it is 32 degree Fahrenheit, okay, and the upper fixed point is 212 degree Fahrenheit. So 32 is the lower fixed point and 212 is the upper fixed point, okay. And in case of Kelvin, it is 273 Kelvin and the upper fixed point is 373 Kelvin. So please memorize this chart also, okay. So the lower fixed point, these are the lower fixed points, that means minimum temperature that it can measure. And these are the upper fixed points, that means the maximum temperature that it can measure. So remember, centigrade or Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin. Okay. In case of Celsius we write degree Celsius. In case of Fahrenheit we write degree Fahrenheit. And in case of Kelvin we write simply K, no degree. Okay. So these are names of the scientists. Mind you, Celsius, Fahrenheit, Kelvin. These are basically names of the scientists. Okay. So now we know there are 3 types of thermometers. Now the doctor's thermometer or clinical thermometer, that is based on Celsius scale. Celsius. Okay. Now let us now see about Celsius scale, and we will also study about the doctor's or clinical thermometer. Okay. So now let us see the Celsius scale. Now you should know that Celsius scale was actually designed by the scientist called Celsius. That is why I call it Celsius scale. Okay. Now, so it is Anders Celsius. Now it is a metric scale of temperature. Metric scale means if this is a Celsius thermometer, that means it will have 100 equal divisions. The lowest one is 0 degree and the highest one is 100 degree Celsius. So it is divided into 0 to 100. Okay, so 100 minus 0. So we have 100 equal divisions. That is why it is called Celsius scale. Okay, so the doctor's thermometer that we actually use, that is also based on Celsius scale. But we don't need temperature from 0 to 100 degree, because our body temperature does not fluctuate between 0 to 100 degree. It fluctuates only within a short range of temperature. That is why I have drawn here the doctor's or clinical thermometer. You see, the lowest temperature is only 35 degrees, okay, and the highest temperature is 42 degrees, and our normal body temperature is 37 degree Celsius. Okay, so this is the Celsius or the doctor's thermometer. Now once again, what is the lowest fixed point in case of Celsius scale? It is 0 degree Celsius. And what is the upper fixed point in case of Celsius scale? You will write 100 degree Celsius. Okay, how many equal divisions are there? 100 equal divisions. That is why it is called a centigrade scale. Centigrade scale. Now there are 2 types of Celsius or centigrade scale. One is the doctor's thermometer that we will study right now, and another one is called the laboratory thermometer. Okay, laboratory thermometer, the lowest fixed point and upper fixed point, they are a little bit different. They are a little bit more than the human body temperature. Okay, so this Celsius scale is also known as centigrade scale because it has 100 equal divisions. Okay, please remember. Now let us see the clinical thermometer. What is a clinical thermometer? Now this clinical thermometer, all of you have seen in your house, it is basically made up of a very narrow tubular glass-like structure, okay, and there is a bulb that contains mercury. Okay, mercury is the conducting metal that is present. So mercury is a very special type of metal because it is, liquid at room temperature. So there is a small bulb here in which there is a storage of mercury, okay, and this is the glass body, and a very narrow capillary tube is present. If you see a thermometer, a very narrow capillary tube is present through which that mercury runs along. Okay, so when you insert this mercury bulb inside your mouth, because inside our body the temperature is more, so it will detect that temperature and then the mercury will start rising, isn't it? So from 32 degree it will start rising to 37 degree, and then that is a normal body temperature. But if you are running a fever, then it will rise up to maybe 40 or 41 also. Okay, so that is called the clinical thermometer or doctor's thermometer. Okay, once again it is made up of a glass body, narrow tubular glass body, and a thin capillary tube is present, and a bulb is present in which mercury is stored. Okay, that mercury is the conducting liquid, or you can say it is in liquid form, but actually it is a metal that arises when the temperature of the body is to be detected. Got it? So let us once again see. So this is a clinical thermometer. Here this is the bulb in which mercury is present. Now here a special kink is present. Kink means a constriction. Okay, constriction. That constriction prevents the flow of mercury back into the bulb. Like if the body temperature is supposed to rise like this kink prevents the mercury to fall back into the bulb. That is why this kink is very, very special. If there is no kink, then mercury will quickly rise and it will quickly come back, fall. Okay, it will quickly come back to its storage place. That is this bulb. Okay, so this is the bulb where mercury is present. This is a kink or constriction. Just constriction means just a bend in the capillary tube. This is the narrow capillary tube that is present. Okay, and this is the glass body, and these are the gradations. Okay, the gradation is of very short range because our normal body temperature is 37. So it will be 1 or 2 degrees less than that, and it will be 1 or 2 degrees more than our body temperature. Okay, so you should also note here that the human body temperature is 98.6 degree Fahrenheit, or it is 37 degree Celsius. Okay, so here today we have completed Celsius scale. We have done about doctor's thermometer. So please draw this diagram in your copy, and also I will upload this page. Please write it in your classwork copies also. In our next video we will study about the laboratory thermometer. Okay, thank you so much.